After countless setbacks in life's ups and downs, perhaps the hardest thing is not overcoming suffering, but sitting still and facing it head on. No more struggling, no more asking, why me? Only a deeper question, what can I learn from this pain? It is in that moment, when we no longer try to escape or resist, that transformation begins. Accepting suffering does not mean resigning to misfortune, but igniting the light of understanding to illuminate the true nature of life. This is the first yet profoundly important step on the path to wisdom, where the truth of dukkha, suffering in the Four Noble Truths, is not just understood intellectually, but deeply internalized through our lived experience. From this point, things that seem broken begin to form the foundation of something stronger, more mindful, more grounded. The Buddha once taught, just like a person who is struck by an arrow, if they do not remove the arrow and keep blaming, the wound will never heal. Suffering is the same. If we spend our time asking why this happened to us or trying to deny it, we unknowingly prolong our pain. But if we have the courage to stop, observe, and accept it as a natural part of life, we begin to heal. Acceptance does not equate to weakness. On the contrary, it is a sign of a mature mind. As His Holiness the Dalai Lama once said, we cannot avoid suffering, but we can choose how to face it. From that, compassion is born. Once a man who had lost his son came to the Buddha in deep grief, hoping that the Buddha could restore life to his child. Instead of comforting or healing him, the Buddha said, "On this earth, no one has ever escaped death. If your son has passed away, you are not alone in your loss." This response was not to cause the man more pain, but to free him from the feeling of isolation in his suffering. One of the greatest causes of suffering is thinking, I am the only one experiencing this. But when we realize that suffering is a universal experience, we feel connected to humanity, to life itself, and compassion begins to sprout. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha teaches, a mind that is not disturbed by praise or blame, by pleasure or pain, that is the mind of the liberated one. This does not mean that the enlightened being no longer experiences suffering, but that they are no longer controlled by it. Just as a swimmer must allow themselves to be submerged by the water a few times before learning how to float, we must sometimes let life drown us in order to learn how to rise above it. Look at the image of a lotus growing from the muddy water. Without the mud, without the murky water, how could the lotus blossom and release its fragrance? This is a beautiful metaphor for the spiritual journey. Suffering is the mud, and mindfulness is the sunlight that helps us rise above it. Therefore, acceptance is not about giving up. It is about opening our hearts to see the true nature of life, to stop running away, and to begin building peace from within. And when we accept our own pain, we also become more patient, gentle, and compassionate toward the suffering of others. Thus, compassion flows like a sweet stream through the desert of life. When you embrace your wounds with understanding and love, you not only heal yourself, but you also become a source of comfort to others. Thich Nhat. This is the most profound power of acceptance. It does not weaken us. Rather, it is the starting point of compassion and wisdom.